May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from harm. May all beings love life. May all beings awaken. Welcome to another Cuke Audio podcast. I'm DC Poobah of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, preserving the legacy of Shunryu Suzuki and those whose paths crossed his, and anything else that comes to mind. I pray that you and yours are safe and comfortable, free from economic hardship, and able to get out and do whatever it is you want within the limitations of the universal precept of do as little harm as possible. So today we have a guest, a Zen guest, which I haven't done in a few weeks. But just like I did with the Bali guest, it's a rerun. But it's a rerun from a brief visit with a guest that was embedded in one of the early podcasts when it was more like a variety show. So this is from this is from the third podcast, which was chapter 1 of Crooked Cucumber was the main thing. But one of the things I did before it was have a brief talk with Eugene Bush of the Arcata Zen Group. So it's got an introduction in there about him and all that, so I'm not going to go any further than that. We'll just see how it went. And then that will be today's podcast. So before we do that, let's have our pause to meditate. So when you hear the bell, hit pause, if you feel like it, and meditate or whatever for as long as you want. And when you're through and ready to come back, hit unpause, and we will hit the bell to end the meditation or whatever, and we'll give Eugene Bush a call. A year ago. We'll call him a year ago. I'm going to make a call now to Eugene Bush, the head teacher of the Arcata Zen Center, Rinzhinji, Forest Heart Temple.
Hello, this must be David. Hi, this is Gene.
Hi, Gene. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, good. So, Mark Bringle sent me a very nice review of these podcasts. And, he mentioned the Arcata Zen Group. And so because of one particular thing he said, I was motivated to get in touch with you. But first, just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you ended up there.
I think I mentioned to you in an email that I'm one of Catherine Thanis' heirs.
Yeah.
I divide my time between Santa Cruz and Arcata.
Oh.
So I'm in both places, actually.
Oh.
So in Santa Cruz is Central Coast, California, and Arcata is North Coast, California, about 350 miles away.
Right,
so
right.
I divide my time. And I don't know exactly how it happened, but I retired from teaching public school for many years, 37 years.
Oh, goodness.
And in 2013, and I was ready to continue working. I just didn't want to work in the school system anymore. And right around that time, I became aware that Arcata was looking for a teacher. and I met them, and it seemed to be a match. And so I've been going there ever since 2013.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. And those are both great towns. And I loved
Yes,
Catherine. She was wonderful.
Catherine was an amazing teacher.
Yeah,
And, Arcata was established by Nayli Scott, who was a Dharma heir of Sojan Mel Weitzman.
right, right. I was sorry when she passed away to the next Bardo. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
too soon, too soon.
yeah. What Mark told me was that, this is great, uh, that you had suggested to the students there at the Arcata Zen Group that rather than singing happy birthday to make sure that they're washing their hands for 20 seconds, that they
Right,
chant the Inmei Juku Kanangyo. And
right.
oh, that really got to me because I really don't like happy birthday. And
I got you. It gets old, doesn't it?
yeah, I was the host at Zen Center's restaurant Greens for
hmm
the first couple of years, and it seated 125 people, and it was a magnet for people coming for birthdays. So for 2 years,
Of course.
I heard people singing "Happy Birthday" and going and many more, and
Uh,
waiters joining them. Oh, I wouldn't do it. There are restaurants where the staff will not join in on "Happy Birthday." And
uh-huh.
I was telling my friend Sarah that and about how I was going to call you. And she said, "Oh, it's funny you'd say that because I just read that," and she's from England. "I just read that that's what they're suggesting people in England do." And she and I both
Oh,
agreed that whereas Happy Birthday might be the most successful song of all time, we've heard it enough. So, anyway,
yeah.
um, I was wondering if maybe you might need to wash your. Pardon me.
Yes, I can do that. I'll do that for you, David. And maybe I'll just describe to you how I came across this 20-second business.
Yeah.
So I often, when I'm running or walking or doing something that is rhythmic, I often kind of unconsciously, I would say, recite the Enmejuku Kanagyo, the
Hmm.
Kanzeon chant to myself. So I had just come in from running, and as you know, I'm imagining you do as well, come in from outdoors and wash your hands. So I had just come in from running, and the chant was still kind of running through my mind, kind of rambling in. And I took off my watch and set it by the sink and began to wash my hands. And just kind of by happenstance, by happy chance, noticed that it took 20 seconds. So it was
Oh.
just kind of this random discovery. And then, as Mark may have told you, I offered a teaching about Kanzeon and the need for compassion at this time. And so I paired that Dharma talk with this suggestion for the 20 seconds, new habit, 20 seconds.
Yes, that's great.
Anyway, sure, I'll go to my bathroom and wash my hands.
That's great. Well, it's really most fortunate we happened to catch you at a moment when you needed to wash your hands.
Absolutely. So I'm going to put soap on my hands and moisten everything. Enmejuku kanangyo. And now I'm turning off the water because, this is California.
Right.
Kanze onnamu butsu yo butsu in yo butsu en bupo so en jo raku ga jo chonen. Kanze on bonen kanze on nen nen yu shinji nen nen fu shin. Rinse my hands. opening our compassionate hearts. There you go.
That was wonderful. I was very moved, actually.
Mm,
Can you give a little teisho on Kanzeon and the Imejuku
mm.
Kanongyo?
I feel that this is for Avalokiteshvara, of course, pronounced in the Japanese syllables kanzeon or kanon. And she is an archetypal figure, I feel, and that archetype evokes our own boundless compassion. So it's not this distant figure, it is the opening of our own compassionate heart. And in statuary, she's often depicted with 10,000 arms and hands, or many arms and hands, each one sometimes with an eye in it. And this indicates her capacity to perceive widely and perceive deeply. And with that depth of perception, find the appropriate response to whatever the conditions are that are arising. So when I personally turn to her and I encourage others to turn to her, it's like, can we turn toward the deep perception of the world right now? Because what's needed is noticing the absence of things that are normally done and the presence of a new practice, I would say it seems worldwide, and that is only the activity of responding to the circumstances as they arise. And so what better way to meet these circumstances than with this open and compassionate heart? I don't know if that gave you what you were looking for.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
There's a start.
Yeah, that's well said. That's wonderful. I really appreciate it.
And the line toward the end there of the Enmejuku Kanjo, that is Chonen Kanzeon, Bonen Kanzeon, that is translatable as, in the morning, my first impulse of mind and heart is compassion. And then in the evening, my last impulse of mind and heart is compassion. So then it moves into present moment awareness. That's the Nen Jushin Ki part. So, it's really an evocation of all of practice.
That's well said. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your joining us. And, I hope that everything goes well and everybody's happy and healthy and free from harm in Arcata and Santa Cruz and extending into the entire cosmos.
That's it, David. Thank you very much for the opportunity to talk.
Yeah, thank you. And I look forward to meeting you someday.
Yes, we met many, many years ago through Catherine Thanis.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, and somewhere in the early 80s, I'm guessing.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, we met many years ago, and I would look forward to re-meeting you anytime.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Eugene.
All right, David.
All right. Take care.
Best of health to you.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
So thanks again, Eugene Bush. And thank you, dear listener, for joining us. So until next time, this is DC Puba of Cuke Audio and Cuke Archives, coming to you from sleepy Sanur with Doggett Bandita, Feline Kachita, and dear lovely Katrinka, wishing you and yours and all of us a grand awakening.